1, right? The total age of a class of 75 girls is 1050, right? Okay, so that is the total age of all the girls in that particular class. The average of 25 of them is 12 years, right? So what is the total over here? 25 into 12, right? This is 250 plus 50, which is 300, and the rest of the and another 25 girls, right? The average is 16. So how much is this over here, right? So this is 250, right? 250 plus 150, which is 400, right? Okay. So the average of the total of those 50 girls over here are 700, 300 plus 400, right? Now what I will do, I will just simply reduce this 1050 over here. We will get 350, right? So now this 350 is the total age of whom, right? 25 done over here, 25 done over here. Rest of the 25, this is what you have been asked, right? This gone 5 times, this one gone 17 times, right? Okay, this one gone 14 times. So the question number 1, 14 years is the answer for this particular question, folks, right? Okay, what will be the compound interest, right? They are asking what is the compound interest on an amount of 5,000, right? 5,000 for a period of 2 years at 8% per annum. If it is 8% per annum, I've taught you guys something called MF, right? Multiplying factor. You can simply write it like 1.08 whole square, right? Okay, so rather than doing this, I would simply do 108 into 108, right? If you do this multiplication over here, it is 64, right? Okay, 8 into 8, 64, and then this one gone, right? Okay, and how much is this, right? So first these two, then these two, right? And then like this, right? 8, 8, 16, 6, right? 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, so the multiplication is 1.1614, right? This particular number over here, it represents your principal P, and this particular number over here, it represents your interest, right? So what you have to do, 5,000 into 0.1664, right? Okay, if you do, how much is that? Okay, if you do that, how much is that? Okay, right? This is 20 100, something like that, 4 times 0, right? This one gone, right? Okay, so 5 into 1664, right? 0, 2, 2, 3, 83, right? Okay, so one more point over here, 832 will be the answer. Okay, you have to be quick with the calculation, right? Don't feel shy of calculating these numbers. I have done this double decker type using the formulas of Vedic mathematics, right? If you don't know, you do the triple 3 decker, right? Okay, and that is also not that difficult to work out with, right? Okay, that's just one single multiplication that you have to do. Okay, right? If the compound interest on a certain sum for 2 years at 12% per annum, right? If 2 years at 12% per annum, right? Okay, over here is how much? 1.2544, right? Okay, so it is 1.12. This is the multiplying factor whole square, right? We don't know what is the principal. If you solve for this, I have done this calculation, this number comes out to be like this. Okay, right? And you know this value is your compound interest and this value is your principal, right? Okay, so if over here 2544 is your compound interest, right? So does it mean that 10,000 is your principal, right? Isn't it? 10,000 is the principal, right? Isn't it? Now they are asking what is the simple interest for 2 years, right? Simple interest will be 24%, and 10,000, 24% of 10,000 will be 2,400, right? So over here A is going to be the answer, right? Right? Now let's move on to question number 4, right? Question number 4 is not a difficult question, right? Okay, it's an easy question only, right? Okay, it's an extremely easy question, but the calculation is a bit lengthy, right? Okay, the first thing that we want to do is that write down over here x raised to the power 6 plus x raised to the power 4 x square plus 1 divided by x cube, as can I write this as x cube plus x plus 1 by x plus 1 by x cube. Can I write something like this? Okay, right, dividing all of this by x cube is what we are having. Okay, you already have this value of x, right? If you already have the value of x, can I find out x cube? X cube is equal to 2 plus root 3 whole cube, right? A plus b whole cube is how much? A cube is how much? 27 plus b cube is 2 root 3 whole cube, right? So 2 into 2 into 2, right? This is 8 into 3, 8 into 3 is 24 root 3. If I am doing any calculation error, you have to tell me, right? Okay, so this is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b, right? This is what you have. Okay, I'm just solving for x cube, right? So this is 24 plus 24 root 3. This kind of question in the examination hall, if you don't have time, right, I have been teaching you ABC strategy. This is your definitely a B type of question, right? Okay, so now if you are, since we are studying over here, so let's just study, right? So 3 into 3 is 9, 9 into 2 is 18 root 3 into 3 plus 2 root 3 over here, right? So 27 plus 24 root 3 plus 54 root 3 plus this is how much? 18 into 2, 36, right? 36 into 3 is 108. Any calculation error anywhere? No. Okay, so now this is 135 plus this is how much, right? 78 root 3, right? So this is the value of your, this is the value of your this is the value of x cube, right? Okay, right? So if this is the value of x cube, right? So let's just write down, let's just check x cube, a plus b whole cube, a cube 27, b cube is how much? This is this much, 3ab, right? 3 into 3, 9 into 2, 18 root 3 into a plus b, because if we do any mistake in this step, then all the mistakes will be wrong, right? So 27 plus 24 root 3 plus 18 root 3 plus 3 plus 2 root 3, right? Okay, 27, 24 root 3, 54 root 3, okay, 54 root 3, 36 into 8, okay? So now this is the value, right? X value is this and x cube value is 135 plus 78 root 3, right? This is the value over here, right? Okay. Now what is the value of 1 by x, right? 1 by x is equal to 1 by 3 plus 2 root 3. Can I factorize that? So 3 minus 2 root 3 divided by 3 minus 2 root 3, right? So 3 minus 2 root 3, a plus b into a minus b, which is 9, minus a b square. B square is how much? 2 into 2, right? 2 into 2 is how much? 4. 4 into 3 is 12. Okay, so 1 by x value is how much? 3 minus 2 root 3 divided by minus 3. Is that what we have? Don't freak out with those numbers, it happens, okay, right? Or otherwise I can write it like 2 root 3 minus 3, okay, and we can check out this value, we can check out this particular value, right? And now 1 by x cube, right, it is equal to 1 by 135 plus 78 root 3, right? Is that what we have? So if we have to factorize 135 plus, right, 135 plus, sorry, not plus, 135 minus 78 root 3, 135 minus 78 root 3, right? Okay, so 135 minus 78 root 3, right, over here a square minus b square, right? Okay, so 135 whole square minus 78 root 3 whole square, right? Okay, right? So this is what you have over here, right? So this is what we have, okay, all right. So now we have to solve for this. This does not look like a very very easy question for us to work out with. Let me just check if we have done any calculation error somewhere. If we are going good, right? Okay, A plus given x value is this, right? Okay. So x value is this, right? So 3 minus okay. So we have done a little bit of mistake, right? Okay, not this way. What we will do over here, x value is this, right? So 1 by x value over here is 1 by 3 plus 2 root 2 into 3 minus 2 root 2 divided by 3 minus 2 root 2, right? Okay, that's the mistake that I've been doing, right? Okay, 3 root 2 or something like that. Okay, likewise, okay, and this is 9 and a plus b 3 minus 2 root 2. Okay, this 9 minus 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 2 is 8, right? That is the mistake, right? So 3 minus 2 root 3 itself is the answer. Okay, not answer. 1 by x value is 3 minus 2 root 2. Okay, over here root 3 is what we are writing. That's why we had all those grotesque looking stuff, right? So this is the value of your 1 by x. Okay, now if it is the value of 1 by x, can I say x plus 1 by x is equal to 3 plus 2 root 2 plus 3 minus 2 root 2, right? So this one gone and this one gone. Okay, this one gone and this one gone. So which means x plus 1 by x is equal to 6. I'm a little doubtful if you guys are paying attention over here, right? Okay, so now if I do whole cube over here, x plus 1 by x whole cube is equal to, what is the 6 cube? 6 cube is 36. 36 how much? 36 into 6, right? 36 into 6 is how much? Okay, 36 into 6 is how much? 180 plus 36. This is 216, right? Is that what we have? So now over here x cube plus y cube, a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b is equal to 216 is what you have, right? So that's the mistake that we have done, right? Okay, now from here we can do away with this particular value, and x plus 1 by x is how much? Over here this value is 6, so just write down 6, right? So which means we get the value of x plus 1 by x cube is equal to 216 minus 36. 216 minus 36, or this is 18, right? This is 18, 3 into 8, right? Okay, minus 18 over here. If you do minus 18 over here, this is how much? 198. Okay, 198, right? So this is the value of x plus x cube plus that particular value, right? So these are the values, right? So now what we have to do, we have to add each of these values. Okay, if we add these values over here, right, we get how much? 3 plus 2 root 2 plus 3 minus 2 root 2 plus 198. This one gone, this one gone, right? So 198 plus 6 is how much? 204, right? So we go ahead with, for question number 4, we go ahead with question number 4, answer as 204, right? Okay, my mistake, okay, we what I did was that x value is there, I found out 1 by x value. What I did, I found out x cube. It's not that you cannot find out the answer, but then the calculations really get very dicey in that case. Okay, so this was a wrong way to do. Okay, right? Okay, so you had this particular value, x value, and then you found out 1 by x value, and we did whole cube of that. Okay, from where we found out a cube plus b cube plus 3ab, right, into a plus b, right? This way it was easy for us to find out the value of x cube plus 1 by x cube, folks, right? Okay, absolutely a B type of question, right, for your examination hall, right? Okay, you know, I know everyone knows how to solve this question, right? But the thing is, you have to solve the question in the shortest possible time, right? Okay, Okay, now the next question over here is with us. We have the present age of Amit and his father are in the ratio of 2 and 5. Okay, their present age of their ratio are in the ratio 2:5, right? 4 year hence, so 4 year hence their age will become 5:11, right? So which means 22x plus 44 is equal to 25x plus 20, right? So now if it goes over here, which is 24 is equal to 3x, right? So x is equal to 8, right? What is the father's age 5 years ago, right? Okay, right? So right now father's age is how much? 5x, which means 8 into 5, which is 40, right? And 5 years ago means minus 5, which means 35 will be the answer to question number 5, folks, right? Okay. Alright, a tank has two pipes. The first pipe can fill it in 4 hours and the second pipe can empty it in 16 hours. If the two pipes are opened together, the tank will be filled in, okay, right? It is working in 4 hours, B is working in 16 hours, right? I'm saying that the total capacity is 16 because LCM, right? Okay, so every single hour it fills 4 unit, every single hour it takes out minus 1 unit, right? So every single hour the overall work done is plus 3 units, right? Okay, so to get done 3 units will be how much? Okay, how much time it will take? 16 by 3 hours, which is your 5 and 1 by 3 hours, right? Okay, easy one. This was an absolutely A type question, right? Two pipes A and B can fill a tank in 36 minutes and 45 minutes respectively, right? Okay, two tanks can fill a tank in 36 minutes and 45 minutes respectively. Another pipe C can empty the tank in 30 minutes. Okay, so the inlet over here is 36, right? These two are inlets, this one is an outlet, right? Okay, what is the LCM of all of this? LCM of this is 180, so I'm saying that the capacity is 180, right? Okay, right? So every single minute it fills 5 units, it fills how much? 4 units, and it empty 6 units, right? Okay, it empty 6 units, right? Another pipe C can empty the tank in 30 minutes. First A and B are open after 7 minutes. Okay, after 7 minutes C is also opened, right? So first 7 minutes these two will work, right? So first 7 minutes how much work has happened, right? 63 unit is already filled, right? If 63 unit is already filled, how much unit is left to be filled, right? 180 minus 63. 180 minus 63 is how much? 117 unit is left to be filled, right? Okay, C is also open. Now the tank is filled up in how much unit? Okay, earlier it has already taken 7 minutes, right? Now it will be filling how much? It will be filling at the rate of 5 plus 4 is 9 minus 3 is 3 unit per minute. Okay, so how much time it will take? 117 divided by 3, right? So 40 is how much? 40 into 3 is 120. So over here is 39, right? 39 minutes it will take, right? Okay, and earlier also it has taken how much? 7 minutes. Okay, so after this 7 minutes 39 minutes will be taken. Read the question, right? Okay, whether the answer is 39 or 46, that is what we have to worry about now. Okay, so now the tank is filled up in, right? Filled up in, obviously we are talking about the total time, right? Okay, and if they ask after opening C how much time it takes, after opening C it takes 39 minutes. Okay, right? Easy, clear, very easy one. 10 men and 5 women can do a work in 60 days, right? Okay, if one man can do a work of 2 women, okay, one man can do a work of 2 women, right? Okay, how long will 5 men and 20 women take to complete half of the work, right? This is what they are asking. Okay, right? One man can work for the 2 women, right? So over here can I say 20 women and 5 women? That means can I simply say 25 women does the work in 60 days, right? Okay, 25 women does the work in 60 days. Can I say like that? Okay, so over here how long will 5 men and 20 women, right? 5 men means how much? 10 women, right? Isn't it? Okay, so how long 30 women will do, right? How much time it will do, okay, right? Okay, how much time will they take, right? Okay, so over here you have 25 women, right? Okay, doing one work in 60 days, right? This is what you have. Okay, if only one woman was supposed to be there and she has to do one work, these many days will be happening. Okay, but you have 30 women, right? But again you have to do only half of the work only, right? So this is how much? 60 into 25 divided by 30, and then this half will be what? Divided by 2, right? So this one gone, this one gone, this one gone, this one gone. What we are left over here is 25, right? So half of the work will be done in 25 days, right? Okay, this is the concept of unitary method, right? Okay, right? All right, question number 9 is a very interesting question, right? Two trains started at the same time, one from A to B and the other from B to A, right? Okay, two trains started, right? One from A to B and another one from B to A, right? If they arrived at B and A respectively, right? So after meeting at this particular point, at this yellow point, right? A takes, right? A takes over here. If they arrived at B and A respectively, A takes 4 hours, right? After meeting, right? And B takes to reach A over here 9 hours, right? Then the ratio of the speed of the two trains. Okay, for these kind of question, this is a very classical question. Okay, a very classical question over here, right? Okay, in that case, speed of A to speed of B is given by root under the right time taken by B after crossing the point, right, the meeting point, divided by the time taken by A after the meeting point, right? Okay, you have to identify this kind of question by these two numbers. If they give you a perfect square, then you should you should think about that, right? Okay, so over here your train B is taking 9 hours, right? So 9 divided by 4, 3:2 is going to be the answer for this particular question, folks, right? Easy, very easy, right? Okay, this is a very standard type of question that each one of you should keep in mind. Okay, extremely standard question, right? Okay, right? So shall we move to the next one? In that case, right, let's move to the next question, right? Question number 10. Now we are doing this question number 10. In a kilometer race, right? In a kilometer race means the race itself is of 1 kilometer length, right? A beats B by 30 seconds and B beats C by 15 seconds, right? If A beats C by 180 meters, then the time taken by A to run 1 kilometer is, okay. If A beats B by 30 seconds and if B beats C by 15 seconds, right? So which means A beats C by how much? A beats C by 45 seconds, right? One thing is clear, isn't it? This thing is pretty much clear, right? Okay, if A beats C by 180 meter, right? Okay, that means the speed of A, speed of B, right? Speed of A, if A travels 1000 meter, right? Okay, if A travels 1000 meter, B traveled how much, right? B traveled 1000 minus 180, which is 820, right? This is the ratio of speed of A and speed of B, right? Okay, so which means the speed of A and speed of B over here is how much? 50 by 41, right? This is what you have, right? Okay, if A beats C by 180 meter, right? Okay, so if A beats C by, see, one more observation, look clearly, okay, right? You know A beats C by 45 seconds, right? If A beats C by 45 seconds and A also beats C by 180 meters, right? Okay, which means the speed of C, right? Speed of C, right? Over here, right? Not B, over here. Speed of C is how much, right? 180 divided by 45, right? Because the last of the 180 meter, B has taken 45 seconds to clear, right? Okay, is this point in your mind? Okay, does this point go in your mind? Okay, did this point go in your mind? Okay, right? So this is like 4 meter per second is the speed of C, right? So how much time C has taken? Time taken by C is equal to distance. Total distance is a kilometer race, right? Which is 1000 divided by 4, which means 250 seconds. Who has taken? C has taken. And now what do we say? A has beaten C by 45 seconds. Then automatically, right, A will have taken how much? 250 minus 45, which means 205 seconds, right? So over here, for this particular question, we will go ahead with B as an answer, 205, right? Easy one, right? Okay, not so easy one. Maybe a B type question for many of you, right? Okay, so that you can do it later, right? 11 is a very sitter question. A thief steals a car at 1:30 p.m. and drives it of the speed of 40 km/h. If the thief is discovered at 2 p.m. and the owner sets off in another car at the speed of 50 km/h, he will overtake the thief at, okay, half an hour. The thief has got free run, right? Okay, in half an hour he has taken a advantage of 20 kilometer, right? Okay, now what is the relative speed? What is the relative speed of these two guys, right? 50 minus 40 is 10 km/h, right? Okay, the cover, how much of cover needs to be done? 20 kilometer of cover needs to be done, okay, which will be done in how many hours, right? Distance by speed, right? Distance is how much? For 20. This is what we have to cover. Relative distance and relative speed is 10. Okay, don't put your mind in silos, relative and all that. Apply your logic mind. Okay, so basically the thief will be chased down in 2 hours, right? The owner started at 2 p.m. then obviously at 4 p.m. he will chase it down. Extremely easy, right? Okay, now moving on to question number 12 now. Okay, moving on to question number 12. 300 grams of sugar, right, has 40% sugar in it. Okay, if 300 grams of sugar are there, right, so sugar solution are there, 120, 40% is 120 and 180 is, let's say, water. Okay, so how much of sugar you should be adding to make it 50%, right? 50% means what? Exactly half, right? 50% means what? This number should be equal to this number, right? Okay, so how much should we do plus? We should do plus how much? 60 grams, right? So easy. Question number over here 12, C is going to be the correct answer for this particular question, folks, right? Okay, so in a leap year the probability of having 53 Sundays or 53 Mondays is, okay, right? So in a leap year, what is the probability of having 53 Sundays or 53 Mondays, right? So that's the question that they are asking over here, right? Probability of having 53 Sundays or 53 Mondays, right? In a leap year, how many days are there? 366 days are there, right? Divided by 7 is how much, right? 52 weeks, right? 52 weeks means how much, right? 52 weeks means how much? 344 days, right? 364 days, right? Plus 2 days, right? Now these 2 days, right? Now these 2 days can be Sunday, Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, right? This is what these 2 days could be, right? So how many options you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? There are 7 possibilities, right? What is the probability of getting either Sunday or Monday? Okay, Sunday is there, Monday is there, okay, Thursday, Friday, okay, so this is not there, this is not there, okay, so this is there, okay, right? Saturday, Sunday, this is 3, right? Okay, so 3 by 7 over here is the answer to this particular question, folks, right? Okay, all right, so we'll move to the next one. Question number 14. 2 dice are thrown simultaneously. What is the probability that the sum of the numbers appearing on them is a prime number? Okay, what is the probability that the sum of the numbers appearing upon them is a prime number, right? Okay, so if you can list down, okay, 1 comma 1 is possible, right? 1 comma 1 is possible, the sum is a prime number, yes. Okay, 1 comma 2 prime number, 1 comma 3, is it a prime number? No. Okay, the summation of this is 4, right? Okay, 1 comma 4, it's a prime number, yes. Okay, 1 comma 5, is it a prime number? No. Okay, 1 comma 6, it's a prime number. Okay, similarly 2 comma 1, the summation is a prime number, yes. 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, it's a prime number. 2 comma 3, right? 2 comma 4, is it a prime number? 2 comma 5, yes, it's a prime number. 2 comma 6, no, that's not a prime number, right? Similarly 3 comma 1, not possible. 3 2 is possible. 3 3 3 4, right? 3 5 8 3 6 9, so this, all those are not possible, right? Okay, so 4 comma 1, summation is 5. 4 comma 2 is 6. 4 comma 3 is 7, right? 4 comma 4 is 8, and 4 comma 5 is 9. 4 comma 6 is 10, right? Okay, and over here 5 comma 2 is one possibility, right? 5 3 5 4 5 5 5 6, right? 5 6 11, right? Isn't it? Okay, and then 6 comma 1, you have to write down these possibilities. Don't feel shy about writing these possibilities, right? Okay, 6 comma 1, 6 comma 2, 6 comma 3, 6 comma 4, 6 comma 5, right? 6 comma 5, that is one more possibility. 6 comma 6, is it that one of the possibilities that give you a prime number? In each of these cases the sum is a prime number. 2 3 5 7, 3 5 7, right? 5 7 5 7, right? 7 11 11 7. Okay, maybe a B type of question in the examination hall, which you might want to do it later, right? Okay, in the second iteration, right? But definitely not the one that which cannot really be solved. Okay, so how much we should be working out over here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, right? So you have 15 possibilities out of a total of 36 possibilities, right? Okay, which means this one will go by 5 times, this one will go by 12 times. Okay, 5 by 12 is what we are looking for the answer to this particular question, folks, right? Okay, all right, so we'll move to the next one. The perimeter of a sheet of a paper in the shape of a quadrant of a circle. The perimeter of a sheet of a paper in the shape of a quadrant of a circle, right? Okay, so you have a paper, right? You have a sheet of paper which is in the shape of a quadrant. Okay, right? The perimeter is what they are saying over here, right? What is the perimeter? Perimeter of a quadrant of a circle is 2 pi r by 4, right? Which accounts for this length in yellow, right? And these two lengths are how much? 2r. Okay, 2 times of r is equal to 75 is what they have said. Okay, then what is the area, right? What is the area means we have to find out. Pi r square by 4 is what we have to find out. Okay, right? Okay, right? So now over here, how can we solve that? Okay, so 2 into 2 divided by 22 by 7, right? Into 4 over here, right? Now into r, 2r, r plus 2r is equal to 75, right? This one gone, 2 times, this one gone, 11 times, right? 11r by 7 plus 22r is equal to 75, right? Okay, now this is how much? Now this is how much? Okay, right? So 7 into 2 is 14, 14r, 14r plus 11r, 14 plus 10 is 34 plus 1, 35. 35r by 7 is equal to 75, right? Which means r is equal to 7 into 75 by 35 is what you have. Okay, right? Now we have to find out this particular value, right? Pi into r square. R square is how much? 7 into 75 by 35 into 7 into 75 by 35 divided by 4 is what you have, right? Okay, this one gone, right? Now what can we do, right? This one gone 2 times, this one gone 11 times, right? Okay, right? So this one gone 5 times, right? And this one gone 15 times. So what you are left with? 11 into 15 into 75, right? Divided by 70 is what you have. Okay, right? So this one will go 14 times, this one will go 15 times. So what are you left with? 11 into 15 into 15 is how much? Okay, 15 into 15 is 225. 225 divided by 14. Okay, right? So if you solve for this, 11 into 225 divided by 11 into 225, right? 225 divided by 14, right? Okay. So it is like 176. What we have done some mistake somewhere. Okay. The perimeter of a sheet of paper in the shape of a quadrant is 75, right? So 2 pi r plus 2r, 2 pi r, that means 2 pi r, right? 2 by 4 plus 2r is equal to 75 centimeter, right? Okay. So now 2 gone, 2 11 gone, 11 r by 7 plus 2r, right? Okay, which means 14 plus 11, 14 plus 11. Okay, 14 plus 11 is not 35, is 25. Sorry, okay, 14 plus 11 is, right, over here is 25, right? So we have done this mistake. R is equal to this is over here, R is equal to 7 into 75 by 25 is what we have, right? Okay, so let me delete all this. Okay, we have got the value of R, right? We have got the value of R over here, right? 7 into 75 by 25, which means this one gone 3 times, which means R is equal to 21, right? And now you have pi r square by 4. Pi is equal to 22 by 7 into 4. R square value is 21 into 21. This one gone, this one gone. 3 times, this one gone, this one gone. 11 times, right? Okay. 63, 11 into 3 into 21. Okay. So 33 into 21 divided by 2, right? So you get to 346.5 is the answer to this particular question, right? Okay, right? So this is the answer for this particular question, right? All right. So we'll move to the next question. In that case, right, a horse is tied to a post by a rope. If the horse, right, if the horse moves along the circular path, always keeping the rope stretched, and describes, right, okay, 88 meter, right? So if you are having a pole over here, right, on this pole the horse is always moving in this particular direction, right? Okay, so it is saying that this particular angle over here is 72 degrees, right? Okay, so a horse is tied to a post by a rope. If the horse moves along the circular path, always keeping the rope stretched, and describes 88 meter, okay, which means that this particular length over here is 88 meter, right? Okay, right? So what is that? We have to find out the perimeter, right? So 3 theta by 360 into 2 into pi into r. The length of the rope is what they are asking, which means radius is what we are asking, is being asked, which is 88, right? This one gone, 2 times it is gone, this is gone 36 times, this one gone, 10 times. R is equal to 70 meters, right? Definitely an A type of questions, right? Very easy one, okay? Definitely an A type of question that you should have done that, okay, right? All right, folks, question number 17. Let's move to question number 17 over here. 90% of the students in a school passed in English. Okay, 90% of the students passed in English is what they are saying, and 85% student passed in mathematics. 150 students passed in both the subjects. If no student failed in any in both the subjects, find the total number of students. Okay, logically speaking, is 120 possible? No, 120 is definitely not possible. Okay, if I pick up 200 as the number, okay, that's a shot in the dark, right? So out of 200, 180 students, right, 90%, right, 180 students passed in English, right, 85%, right, 85% is how much, right, 85% is 170 student over there passed in maths, right? Now let's just draw a Venn diagram, right? 150 students passed in both. This is English, this is maths, right? Okay, in English they passed total 180, right? Okay, this is what the number is. In maths total pass is 20, right? Now if you add these three numbers, 150 plus 30 plus 220, right, which is 200, the shot in the dark that we took eventually came out to be correct. Okay, right? So over here the answer will be C for this particular question, folks, right? Okay, all right. So we'll move to question number 18. If the price of a school bag and a pair of shoes are in the ratio 7:5, okay, if the price of a school bag and a pair of shoes are in the ratio 7:5, right, the price of the school bag is 200 more than the price of the shoes, right? Okay, so which means 7x minus 5x is equal to 200 is what they are saying, which means x is equal to 100, right? Okay, then the price of the shoes are how much? 500. Definitely a sitter, extremely sitter type question, right? If you are not able to do this question, then there is some problem, okay, right? All right. Four runners started running in a circular, running simultaneously from a point on a circular track. They took 200 seconds, 300, 360, 450 seconds to complete one revolution. After how much time they will meet at the starting point? Simply you have to find out the LCM, right? LCM is they will be completed, they would have completed their, their rounds, isn't it? Okay, since they have completed their rounds, you have to find out the LCM. LCM is which of these number lowest common multiplication, which is the lowest common multiplication out of this, right? Okay, 1800 second is the lowest common multiplication, right? Okay, after how much time, right? So 200, 300, 360, 450, the LCM over here is 1800, so they will meet after 1800 second, folks. Okay, they will meet after how much? 1800 seconds, right? Right. Question number 20, let's move a bit fast, right? Question number 20 over here says the traffic lights at three different road crossings change after 24 seconds, 34 seconds and 54 seconds respectively, right? Okay, right? So after all of this time the traffic lights change, right? So 24 into 30, 24, 36 and 54, we have to take the LCM out of it, right? Okay, so LCM out of it, if you try to take the LCM out of it, 108 is 108 the LCM, it is divisible by this number, divisible by this number, but it's not divisible by this particular number. Okay, the next number is 216, right? This number is absolutely divisible by these two numbers. Is this number divisible by 24, right? So 24 into 9, yes, it is divisible by 216, right? So basically the LCM of 24, 36 and 54 is how much? 216, right? So if 216 seconds, right? So at 10, 15, 00 hours, if it change simultaneously, so then next, right, after 3 minutes and 36 seconds, right? Okay, you add this 3 minutes and 36 seconds, right? So 10, 18 and 36 am over here is what is going to be the answer, folks, right? So for question number 20, B is what we are looking at the correct answer. Okay, right? So next question, question number 29. Okay, a number x when divided by 289, if a number x divided by 289 leaves 18 as a remainder, right, the same number when divided by 17 will leave y as a remainder. Okay, so if we divided by 289, it leaves 18 as the remainder, which means obviously the number is this. Okay, 17, 307, right? Okay, now divide 307 with 17. Okay, right, 17, this is 13. Okay, 17, how much? 17 into 17 into what? 8, right? Right? 6, 5, 13, right? So over here 1 is the remainder, which is the value of your y as well, folks, right? Okay, right? So for the numbers a and b defines as a star b can be written as a plus b divided by a minus b, right? Okay, so how about this one? Okay, so this is what they are asking, extremely sitter type question, right? So a 1 star 2, right? If you solve for this over here, right, which means what? 1 plus 2 divided by 1 minus 2, right? Basically this is how much? Minus 3, right? Isn't it? If this is minus 3, now you have to work out with minus 3 star 3, right? Minus 3 star 3, if you work out with that, okay, minus 3 plus 3 divided by minus 3 minus 3, right? Since this number, again this number itself is giving you 0, there is no need to solve any further, and since 0 is coming in the numerator, so you don't have to worry, right? It is in the numerator, right? Isn't it? So 23 will go ahead with C as the answer. Question number 23, 6 digits numbers, right? The 6 digit numbers 5, A, B, B, 7, A are multiple of 33. If some number is multiple of 33, that means that number is also divided by 3 and 11, right? It is also divided by the prime numbers, right? So this number is 5A, B, B, 7A, right? So 5 plus 7 is already 12, right? 5 plus 7 is already 12. So this particular number, this summation of this particular number, 2 times of A plus B, right? Okay, 2 times of A plus B should also be divisible by 3, isn't it? So if 2 times of A plus B should be divisible by 3, which means A plus B should be divisible by 3, right? So A plus B should be equal to 9 over here, folks, right? Okay, easy one. Let's move on to the next question. The difference between 2 digits, okay, the difference between 2 digits numbers and the numbers obtained by interchanging the 2 digits of the number are 18 if the sum of the 2 digits are 12, okay, right? If the sum of the 2 digits are 12, right, so the number can be 9 plus 3, right? 9 3 minus 39, is it 18? No, it's not 18, right? 84 minus 14, is it 18? No, right? 75 minus 57, right? Okay, right? Is this number 18? Is this number 18? Yes, absolutely, this number is 18, right? So they are asking what is the product of these two numbers? 7 into 5, 35. A over here is the answer to this particular question, right? Easy, easy, no? Extremely easy, very easy, right? Okay, right? Let's look at question number 25. It looks like a difficult one, but then if you solve it, you will realize it's not that difficult one, right? Okay, in this, if we just worry about this, right, can we write it x raised to the power 2ab, which is equal to x raised to the power 4b minus c. Why? Because this is in the division, right? Whole raised to the power half. Why? Because there is a root under. Now if the bases are same, which means these two numbers are equal, which means what does it mean? 2ab is equal to 4b minus c, right? Root under, right? Isn't it? Okay, if I do a whole square on both hand sides, if I do a whole square on both hand sides, which is 4a square b square, which is equal to 4b minus c, right? This is what you have, isn't it? This is what you have, right? So this is the first observation, right? 4a square b square is equal to 4b minus c is what you have, right? And now if you solve for this, if you solve for this particular stuff over here, right? So this is x raised to the power 4b minus 3a, right? Right, if this is in the division, right? Now which is equal to x raised to the power 3a minus 3b plus b, right? Plus b, isn't it? Right, this will be plus b, right? Or otherwise we can also write it like minus of 2b, right? Now bases are same, so can we write 4b minus 3a is equal to 3a minus 2b, right? Okay, so from here can we write down something like if it goes over here, right, 6b is equal to 6a, which means a is equal to b, right? A is equal to b, this one thing is certain, right? A is equal to b, which means this is definitely not the correct one. Okay, if a is equal to b, right, if a is equal to b, so we can simply write down something like we can just simply replace b with a or something, right? Okay, so which is your 4a square. B also we can write simply as a square, which is equal to 4a minus c, right? Okay, which means 4 times 4a square is equal to, right, if this comes over here, minus of 4a is equal to c, right? Okay, now if we take 4a common over here, this will be 1 minus how much, a cube is equal to c, right? Okay, this is what the value of c is, right? Okay, did we do any mistake somewhere, anywhere? Okay, one thing is certain, a is equal to b, right? Okay, we found out a is equal to b by using this particular equation over here, right? Okay, now a is equal to b, we know that. Okay, a is equal to b, we know, right? Okay, so each of the b can we simply write it as a, right? B as a, right? So now x raised to the power over here, x raised to the power 2a square, right, which is equal to root under x raised to the power 4a by c, right? X raised to the power 4a by c, right? Okay, right? So now if we do 2a square over here, right? Okay, so if we do a whole square over here, right? Okay, so x raised to the power 2a square whole square, right, is equal to, if you do whole square over here, which is equal to x raised to the power 4a by c, right? Okay, which is your x raised to the power now, right? X raised to the power m raised to the power n can be simply written as, right, in the multiplication over here. So 4a square over here, 4a square is equal to x raised to the power 4a by c is what you have, right? Okay, now from here 4a square is equal to 4a by c, right? Okay, so this 4a gone, this one gone, this one gone, right? Okay, right? So if AC is equal to 1, right, if AC is equal to 1, right, so obviously, right, okay, over here what is, if AC is equal to 1, then it is highly likely that, okay, either C will be reciprocal, right, or if A and C will be reciprocal, right, reciprocal, or otherwise A or C will be equal, or A or C should be equal to 1, okay, right? So this is what we should be going ahead with this particular answer. Okay, let's just check for question number 25 where exactly, see, I don't have no ego, right? So yeah, AC is equal to 1. So see, I'm a maths teacher, why am I looking at the solution and all that stuff? Okay, I'm not able to do all the questions, right? Okay, so don't have that ego during your examination, right? Okay, don't have that ego that, hey, I've done this particular stuff, okay, then why we are not able to solve this, okay, right? So move it in a quick manner, right? Okay, all right, so we are done with mathematics questions, right? So we get started now with the other type of questions now, okay, the GK questions, right? Davis Cup is a uh, tournament of tennis, very famous tennis tournament in 2022. It was won by Canada, right? Okay, so you should know in contemporary times also which are the countries which has won this particular cup, right? Okay, Astana is the capital of Kazakhstan. You should know what are the capitals of these all stuff, countries as well. Okay, right? So what is the highest airbase of IAF? Right, Ladakh is at the very high mountainous region, right? More than 7,000 meters. The average height over there is more than 7,000 meters, right? So you can safely tick this one, which is the highest airbase of IAF, which is Ladakh, not Haryana, Rajasthan or Jammu Kashmir. Operation Ganga was launched by the Indian government in the wake of the Russia and Ukraine battle, okay, which is still happening. Okay, so for that, with the request of all the other countries in the vicinity, those who were there during those particular time, India evacuated the Indian citizen, right? Okay, then Magna Carta of education in India was called as the Woods Dispatch of 1954. In this particular reform, what actually happened, that the system of vernacular education in the in the formative education was given its way. That's one. And English education was also given its way, right? Okay, and Bombay University, Madras University, Calcutta University also came into establishment during this particular Woods Dispatch only, right? Okay, Operation Green Hunt, you should understand this green, right? Green is like synonymous with your forest, right? So operation against terror funding, no. Operation against terrorist, no. Not black marketing, it was an operation against Naxalite, and which was happening a few years back in the Naxalite region, right? Okay, CPI, Communist Party of India, Maoist, right? So these are the people, those who are the armed rebellion. You can't disagree from me, right? If you come from all those regions, you might disagree from me. That is pretty much understandable. Okay, but these are the armed rebellion, and they used to harm the asset of the nation, right? The CAPFs, right? Okay, the assistant commandants and all the CRPF and all those people, those who are working in those particular areas, right? Okay. Losung festival is celebrated in which of the state? Losung festival marks the arrival of New Year exactly the way there is Onam, right? There is Pongal, there is Makar Sankranti, there is all the other different festivals across the nation. In Sikkim, the marking of New Year is known as the Losung festival, right? Losung festival, right? Who is the writer of the book Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, right? Okay, whenever you come across something related to Dehradun folks, right? Whenever you come across Dehradun, the first person that you should be remembering over here is none other than Ruskin Bond. Okay, this Ruskin Bond is more than 90 years of age as of now. Okay, right? So he has been the children's writer. Okay, right? He has been the writer, okay, for the children's novel, right? So that's the kind of work that he has been doing. He has been nominated for multiple awards, right, across the nation, across the world, right? He's a very famous writer. Okay, right? I once had a book signed with him, right? Okay, signed by him, and I've also written a letter to him, right? And he lives in Landor. Okay, he lives in Landor in Mussoorie, right? MUSSOORIE. Okay, check for this spelling, right? Okay, under which commission English education was introduced in India? Then Charles Wood Commission, right? Okay, under this particular commission, the English education was introduced in India. And as I said to you in the previous question, the other stuffs as well, like vernacular system of education in the primary level, and as well as English education, and as well as during those time only the universities like Madras University, Calcutta University, and Bombay University and all came into picture as well. Okay, right? Who started the revolt of 1857 in Awadh? Right, Begum Hazrat Mahal was the person who was responsible for starting the revolt in Awadh. Awadh is the present day of Lucknow, right? The present day of Lucknow region is called as the Awadh, right? Kuwar Singh was the person who is from the present state of Bihar. There is a place called Ara over there. Okay, so that Ara, there is a university called Veer Kuwar Singh University, right? That particular university has been raised after this particular freedom fighter, right? Okay, and that point of time it was a huge state of Bengal, right? Okay, it wasn't the state of Bihar at that point of time, right? Okay, Bihar was a new phenomenon, something around 1920s or something, 1921 if I'm not wrong, right? Okay, the first Asian country to join NATO's cyber defense group. The first Asian country was South Korea, right? Okay, Operation Sard Hawa was launched by BSF, Border Security Force, during the time of the celebration of Republic Day, right? Okay, Republic Day, during the time of something like in the January up till 26-28 January, because in the plus minus 5-10 days, right? Because during this particular time the activity of the terrorists across the border gets increased, right? It increased so much, and that is why the vigil has to be increased accordingly, right? Okay, next you have which article in the Constitution of India provides high court in each state, right? Providing the high court in each of the state, right? Article 214 and 231. This lists down all the requirements and all the over there, right? Okay, all the rules and regulations is mentioned in this particular through this article, right? Okay, yeah, as I said to you, I'm not your GK teacher, right? Okay, so I'm trying my level best to teach you as much as I can, right? So far I can give you only this much answer, right? And you might want to keep that in mind. Okay, right? What is the Neptune's biggest moon? The biggest moon of Neptune is Triton, right? Okay, Triton is the biggest moon of Neptune, right? Okay, that's what you have to keep in mind. So similarly, you need to keep the moon of Saturn, right? Okay, Saturn, Titan is one of the moon of Saturn. Mars you should keep in mind, right? Phobos and Deimos, right? All these you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, which was the first bank in India to use digital rupee? The first bank to use digital rupee in India was the Bank of Baroda. Okay, which was the first bank to open Vostro account with Russia? Okay, UCO Bank was the first bank to open the Vostro account with Russia. So basically, the how exactly the transfer of currency, which is your ruble and rupee, will happen. Okay, when there is a trade, when there is import and export, there has to be a bank over there to take into account, right? Okay, so basically all those transactions, all those import and exports that happened with Russia, that the financial transaction happens through this Vostro account. Okay, you also have something like Nostro account as well. Okay, so you might want to look at that as well. Both of these kinds of account are used in foreign trade, right? Okay, so over there UCO Bank was responsible for opening accounts so that the trade with Russia could be facilitated, right? Okay, what are known as the eyes of the sky, right? So eyes of the sky is absolutely not amphibious transport, dock, landing ship, tanks. Okay, Boeing 777, right? Okay, so all of these are definitely not your the correct answer for this particular question, right? Okay, airborne early warning and control aircraft is the correct answer, right? So also known as AWICS, something like that, okay, right? Okay, it's something like a flying radar, right, which flies, okay, and it keeps an eye on the potential skirmishes and the potential movement of people, of troops, of the terrorist, and also it takes care of the weather monitoring as well. It does, okay. You might want to read a bit more about that, okay, right? So it is a kind of a flying radar that you can say, right? Okay. Beachton Cup, right? Beachton Cup is associated with hockey, one of the very old sports tournament, right? It is being conducted in the state of West Bengal, right? It is it happens in Kolkata. It is like more than 100 plus years, more than 200, not more than 200, close to 200 years old tournament which is still being played, right? Okay, so Beachton Cup, it's a hockey tournament which is conducted in Kolkata, right? Okay, and it is a very old, something like 1820s or something. Check for that number, right? And it is that old. This is that old tournament. Okay, one of the very oldest tournaments of the world. Okay, National Research Center for Integrated Pest Management is located. NCIPM is located in the National Capital Territory, NCT, right? NCLT of New Delhi, right? Okay. Nikarshan Sadan, right? Nikarshan Sadan is related to dredging. Okay, dredging is it's like removing sand from the bottom of the sea and pouring that sand in the coastal area, right? Coastal area for two purposes. One is to make port, right, and another way is to another reason is to reclaim land, okay, right, to make artificial land, right? So where is Nikarshan Sadan? So it is a kind of a museum which is located in Vishakhapatnam, folks, right? Okay. All right, folks. So with this, we are done with the GK questions, right? I'll be very honest. I'm not that great with GK, so with the help of the solutions and stuffs, I've been able to give you as much as I could, right? Okay. So, but mathematics, reasoning, English, these are the things. These are the subjects that you should be looking at for sure, right? Okay. So the Indian Civil Service gradually developed into one of the most powerful civil services, right? Okay, right? And then independence, integrity, and hard work, and often participated in the making of the policy and developed a certain tradition of its members exercised a vast power. Okay, right? So the Indian Civil Service gradually developed into one of the most powerful civil services, right? Its members exercised vast power and often participated in the making of policy, right? And developed a certain tradition of, right, independence, integrity, and hard work, though these qualities obviously served British and not the Indian interest. Okay, so the present day of civil services that we have in India, for which there is a hell a lot of crowd, 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs aspirants will go and appear for the civil services examination, right? Okay, so they want to take on this particular examination because it gave them power, right? Okay, with respect to the government. Okay, it gave them the power amongst the government. Okay, it was more like a government only, right? Okay, government can't come and work on the streets, right? Okay, so on the streets it sends a representative, which are all these civil servants, right? Okay, so over here SQRP A is going to be the right answer. Okay, the decomposers dash into the soil, air, and water, right? So the decomposers, right, dead bodies of plants and animals, right? Okay, help in decomposing, this seems to be the one. Okay, if P is the one, then obviously these are the two things that we should be focusing on, right? The decomposers help in decomposing the dead bodies of plants and animals and hence help to clean the environment and put back various useful elements into the soil, air and water. Okay. So for question number 47, we go ahead with B as an answer. Alright. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 48. Thick glass may dash glass. Okay. Thick glass may be cut with one. Okay. Thick glass may in many ways large store. Okay. Thick glass may be cut with one. Okay. Which are available maybe. Okay. So if we start with S, right? Thick glass may be cut with one of the home bottle cutters, right? Which are available in many stores, many large stores, but any fine glass requires personal attention, right? Okay. Option number A over here seems to be the correct answer for this particular question, right? Okay. Let's move on to question number 49 and 52. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate word from the given option, right? The diner complained that the meal was too, right? Wobble, right? Wobble means to move haphazardly. If it was pure, then why it was complaining? If it was delicious, why complain, right? The correct answer is brackish. Brackish means salty, right? Okay, right? So brackish means salty. The diner complained that his meal was too salty to consume, right? Okay. Now next question number 50. He returned to the castle, stopping the sound of. Will you stop at the sound of calm? Will you stop at the sound of peace and quiet? Stop at the sound of commotion. Commotion means there is some movement, some stuff is happening. Okay, which is suspicious kind of stuff. Okay, that is your commotion, folks. Right? Alcohol de-addiction centers. Right? Alcohol de-addiction centers try to what? Dash. Bring about, bring in, bring off and bring out. Okay. Bring about means cause. Okay. That which make happen, something to happen. Okay. Bring in means to introduce. Okay. Right. Okay. Alcohol de-addiction centers try to introduce behavioral change. Right. Cause behavioral change. Right. Bring out. Bring out means produce. Right. Bring out means produce. Right. Okay. Maybe a journal, maybe a magazine or something like that. Okay, right? So that is the meaning of your bring out, right? Bring off, right? Okay, bring off means what? Okay, right? Bring off, right? Bring off means what? Okay, what is the meaning of bring off? Hold on, okay. But we know for sure one thing is 100% sure that bring off is not your answer. Okay. Bring off means hold on, let me check bring off meaning, right? Bring off means achieve something successfully. Okay, sorry. Okay, so achieve something, right? So alcohol de-addiction center try to cause, right, or introduce or achieve behavioral changes in the lifestyle of addicts by keeping them busy in various activities, right? Okay, right? So that is what over here is going to look like for this particular question. Alcohol de-addiction centers try to cause, try to bring, right? Okay, so bring about over here seems to be the correct answer. Okay, right? If such a question is very much confusing to you, mark this as C and don't attempt that. Okay, don't attempt it. Rather than getting a -1 mark, you can simply skip it, right? Because there are more easy questions as well, right? Okay, so alcohol de-addiction centers try to dash behavioral changes, right? Bring about, right? Okay, it does not achieve the behavioral changes in the lifestyle of addicts by keeping them busy in various activities, right? Anjali impressed the interviewer with her concise dash answer. Allusive, right? Allusive means elusive, right? Okay, which is not talking on to the point, right? Revealing, the answers are revealing. What are you showing, right? In the interviews, people are revealing, right? What are they revealing, right? Referential, right? Are you referring to something? No. Okay. pertinent. Okay, pertinent means okay, which is relevant. Okay, pertinent means relevant. Okay, right. Okay, so Anjali impressed the interviewer with her conscious, pertinent answers. Right. So 52 C is what is going to be the correct answer for this particular question, folks. Okay. So in the following question, choose the word which is opposite in meaning, right? Which is opposite in meaning, right? Okay. Florid. Florid means what? Okay. Florid means what? Okay. Turning pink, plump. Okay. Pink, plump. Right. Okay. Red. Right. Okay. The opposite of this will be weak. Seems to be a right one. Okay. It's not ugly. It's not monotonous. Right. Monotonous means boring. Right. It is pale. Pale is the more closer answer. Right. Okay. And not weak. Right. Florid means need not strong. Right. But it is very lively, very colorful. Right. Florid. Right. Florid. Very colorful. Right. That's what. Floral. Something like that. Okay. Right. Okay. Verity, right? The meaning of verity means what? Okay, right? Verity means truth. Okay, right? Verity means truth, right? Truthfulness, right? So the opposite of this will be falsehood, not rarity. Reverence means respect, right? Okay, sanctity means sanctity means, let's say you have the sanctity of doing your PYQs properly, right? Okay, you do the PYQs without any cheating and all that stuff, right? That is your sanctity, right? Okay, right? Perspicuity, right? Perspicuity means clarity, right? Perspicuity means clarity over here. So unfairness, dullness, unwillingness. This does not seem to be the right answer. The opposite of which will be 55A, vagueness. Okay, perspicuity, opposite will be vagueness. Okay, right? Now let's move on to question of 55 to 56 to 58. In the following questions, choose the word which is similar in meaning. Okay, similar in meaning. Cantankerous, right? Cantankerous means someone who picks a fight, right? So cantankerous, the similar meaning will be quarrelsome. This is a PYQ word which has been asked in multiple examinations multiple times. Okay, cantankerous, this word has been asked in multiple examinations multiple amounts of time, right? Okay, so cantankerous, this is what is going to be the correct answer, folks, right? Okay, so next we have onus, right? The onus lies on. Onus means responsibility, right? Okay, derision. Okay, derision means humiliation, right? Derision means humiliation, right? It's not embarrassment, right? Embarrassment, you are feeling bad. Oh, sorry, why this happened? Okay, so feeling sorry about all that. Okay, it's not ridicule. Yeah, ridicule also seems to be the right answer, right? Okay, ridicule, but it's there is certain difference, right? Condemnation means you are condemning, right? Okay, the perpetrator was condemned to that, right? Something like that. Okay, so ridicule could be the right answer, right? But there is certain difference, right? When we say ridicule, okay, RIDICUL, okay, right? Ridicule means amusing, right? Okay, amused, right? Ridicule means amused, right? Okay. Ridiculous means strange, okay, strange, which is not necessarily humiliation, right? Okay, derision means humiliation is what you have. Okay, 58 we go ahead with humiliation A as an answer to the question. Okay, now idioms and phrases. To take with a grain of salt, right? To take with a grain of salt means to take with some reservation, which is absolutely the correct one. Not total disbelief, you are believing that, but you are believing with a pinch of salt, right? To take wholeheartedly, no. Absolutely no. To take it serious, no, not. Okay, right? Harp on means harp is a musical instrument. Okay, right? And at times when you just keep on playing, it's a very annoying sound. Okay, it's a very annoying sound, right? Harp, right? So it's not to comment. Criticize seems to be the correct answer, right? Okay, but that is not the correct one. It's not about the insult as such, right? It's about harp on means keep on talking. Okay, right? there must be somebody in your home, right? A family member, your brother or sister, mostly the sisters, right? They just keep on talking, right? So they harp on, right? They keep on harping on, right? To split hairs, right? Imagine you are splitting the hair, okay, right? Are you sidetracking the issues? No, you are quarreling over the trifles, right? Okay, right? Right, you are splitting the hair. Can you split the hair? Okay, right? You cannot really split the hair, but means, but what actually it means is that for even small stuffs, what you are doing, you are making it big, right? So to indulge in over refined arguments to find fault with others, these two are not the right answer for 61. B is the correct answer. Okay, right? Take time by forelock. Okay, right? Take time by forelock means what? Okay, to take revenge, right? To take revenge or what? Okay, take time by forelock, to take revenge, or to take for granted, to be late, okay, or to seize an opportunity, right? What do you guys think? For question number 62, right? For question number 62, right? Take time by the forelock, okay, taking time by forelock, right? Okay, for question number 62 over here, you have, okay, to take the revenge. No, it's not about the revenge, okay? It's not that you are taking the time for granted also. It's not about being late. Take time by forelock means taking the opportunity in your hand, okay? You are seizing the opportunity basically, right? Okay. Now moving on to question number 63 over here, right? Okay. Moving on to question number 63, right? Okay. So if I am the principal of the school, right? So the wrong usage is over here with am. The correct usage should have been where. So that's why A is the correct answer for this particular question, folks. Right? Okay. Right? The next one we have, hold on, yeah. So next one we have over here, a cup of tea is an excellent complement to smoked salmon. Okay, a cup of tea is an excellent source, a cup of tea is an excellent complement to smoked salmon. Yes, there is no mistake in that, which is absolutely correct. Okay, a great many students, not student. Okay, so the mistake over here is with A, right? Okay, the NCC commandant along with his cadets are going to Delhi, right? Okay, the NCC commandant along with his cadets, okay, are going to Delhi to participate in the Republic Day parade. Okay, right? What do you guys think? Okay, is there any mistake in that? Is there any mistake in that? The NCC commandant along with his cadets, okay, right? The NCC commandant along with his cadets are going to Delhi to participate in the Republic Day parade, okay, right? Okay, right? The NCC commandant are going, the NCC commandant along with his cadets are, right? Question number 66. What do you guys think? Okay, for me it looks like a correct answer, but there seems to be some mistake, right? Okay, what is the mistake? Just, okay, the NCC commandant, okay, along with his cadets are going to Delhi, right? Okay, so the thing is that the NCC commandant along with his cadets, okay, this whole thing is treated as a singular stuff, and over here we use the word is, okay, right? Okay, the correct usage is, so that is why B seems to be the wrong answer for this particular question, folks, right? Okay, so B is the wrong answer for, B is the error where you have the, B is the place where you have the error, right? Okay, all right, so we'll move to the next one. Okay, we'll move to next question over here, right? Okay, now the next questions are your passage type question, right? 4 questions are there. Question number 67 to 70. Read the following passage carefully and answer the questions that follow it. Okay, right? So let's just read the question. What is the consequence of cryptocurrency not being regulated by the government? Okay, what is a Bitcoin? Why is blockchain important? Why, which of the following best describes the purpose of cryptocurrency? Right? Okay, all these things are your questions. So let's just read the passage in that case, right? Okay, so cryptocurrency is a digital form of money that is used to buy and sell items and services completely online. The first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, was invented and released in 2009 by an anonymous person or a group of people who took the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Just like we spend money in coins and dollars, cryptocurrency is spent via digital coins such as Bitcoins. Bitcoins are created for the purpose of putting the people in charge of their own currency. Okay, now this is an important point. Okay, putting the people in charge of their own currency, right? Okay, the dollars and coins that we spend on food, clothes and gifts are regulated by government. Cryptocurrency is not controlled by any central government, right, or any major administrator. The power to spend and regulate the money is entirely in the hands of the people, those who use it. However, since cryptocurrency isn't regulated by the government, it can't be used to, right? Now this is an important point. It can't be used to pay for government provided services or to pay the taxes, right? Bitcoins can be purchased using real paper money. However, they can't be stored in a physical wallet or bank account. Instead, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoins are stored in a person's virtual wallet. The online wallet also keeps track of any transaction and the transfers of virtual money between two people, right? Exchanging money online happens differently from in-person exchange. When we buy products at a store, we give the cashier dollar bills and take our change. The money we pay with its unique. No one. The money we pay with is unique. No one else can use that dollar bill unless they have it themselves, right? Paying with cryptocurrency is another story, right? Now they are saying what the another story. When bitcoins are exchanged digitally, safeguards must be in place to prevent some same digital coin from being accessed by multiple people, right? To keep cryptocurrencies transactions secure, all exchanges of digital money are chronicled in a public ledger, a record of transactions that anyone can open and validate. This ledger is called blockchain, right? This ledger is called blockchain, and it makes sure that all Bitcoin exchanges are honest and everyone receives the digital money that he or she paid for. If a faulty transaction was made, for example, if one person tried to send the same Bitcoin to multiple people in order to save money, that transaction would be made public on the blockchain and other Bitcoin users would identify it as false. While the government regulates paper money, the regulators of cryptocurrencies are people buying and spending it. Okay, right? So people are at the control over here. Each country has its own paper currency, but Bitcoin's virtual value is valid anywhere in the world, right? If cryptocurrencies become further recognized as official form of global currency, they could revolutionize the manner in which payments are made on day-to-day basis, right? Okay, so this is what the passage that we have. What are the consequences of cryptocurrencies not being regulated by the government? It can't be used for paying things over internet. It can be used for paying things over the internet. It can't be used to pay for government services and taxes. This is the correct answer. Okay, this can't be stored in a virtual wallet. It is stored in a virtual wallet only, right? Transactions with cryptocurrencies cannot be secured. For that, the you are having something called blockchain. Okay, what is a Bitcoin? According to the passage, it is a type of cryptocurrency, right? Okay, what is a Bitcoin? According to the passage, it is a type of cryptocurrency, right? According to the passage, it is the only type of cryptocurrency. They have nowhere it is mentioned only. according to the passage, it's a cryptocurrency that can be used and replace coin. Not mentioned. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go back. Just like when it's a digital form, buy and sell, the first cryptocurrency was invented, released by anonymous person or group of person who took the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Just like we spend money in coins and dollar, cryptocurrency is spent via digital coins such as bitcoins, right? Bitcoins were created for the purpose of putting people in charge, right? Okay, what do you think over here, right? Question number 68, right? Not the only type. This is not the only type, so B is definitely not the answer. It is a type of cryptocurrency, right? According to the passage, it is a cryptocurrency that can be used and replace coin. Okay, nowhere they have said that it has to be it has to be replaced. It may replace the coin, actually, yes, but yeah, I mean, it is not explicitly mentioned, right? So the more explicit mention over here is with the it is a type of a cryptocurrency, right? According to the passage, it is a type of a cryptocurrency, folks, right? Why is blockchain important? Because it verifies transaction, right? Okay, because it is the list of all cryptocurrency transaction, because people are buying and spending, not because are accepted throughout the world are different, right? Okay, because blockchain is the list of all the cryptocurrencies transaction. This word is very, very important, right? This transaction. Okay, by this transaction we get to know that this is the correct answer for this particular question, folks, right? Next we have, okay, which of the following best describes the purpose of cryptocurrency, right? To provide an online currency seems to be correct. To provide a currency that is available in more than one currency, right? To make sure purchase online are secure. It is otherwise also secure. To make sure people rather than government are in charge of the money. This is the very important point, to make sure that people rather than the government are in charge of the money. That is exactly why you have cryptocurrency in this is the exact purpose of cryptocurrency over here, right? Okay, all right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, question number 71 to 73, right? Read the following passage and fill in the blank with the help of alternative given. The hydrogen wall has been described by scientists as the place dash. If it is a place, right, then absolutely the word that will come over here is where bubbles of solar winds cease to exist. The mass of interstellar matter here is very small. Okay, the mass of interstellar matter here is very small. Okay, dash is strong. Okay, very small. If the mass is strong, okay, then dash is strong enough, right? I think there is a change in the sense in which the talk is going on. Okay, the mass of the interstellar matter is very small but strong enough to not let the solar winds pass through. At the same time, it is not so strong to burst. Okay, burst upon, right? Burst by, okay, burst through, right? Burst into, right? Burst by, right? Burst by the solar wind build up. Okay, right? Okay, it acts like a wall pressing the solar winds inwards. Okay, right? So this is what is going to be the correct answer for this given observations over here, folks, right? Okay, all right. Okay, so limpid is to murky over here, right? Limpid means clear, right? Murky means unclear, right? Limpid means clear and murky means unclear, right? So these two are your these two are your over here antonyms, right? Okay, dazed is to cloudy, obscure, right? Okay, right? Dazed, obscure is to vague, right? Okay, bright is to gloomy, right? These two are, since these two are antonyms, right? So bright is to gloomy. C over here seems to be the correct answer, folks, right? Okay, contagious means something spreading from one place to another. Abut means beside. Okay, Abut means just beside. Okay, abut means beside. Okay, right? Okay, so possible occur. Synthetic is to create. For me, honestly, right? Synthetic. Okay, synthetic means what? Artificial. So this is also not the right one. Simultaneous is to coincide. Coincide. This one seems to be the closest possible answer for this particular question, folks. Right? Constant. Constant means what? Okay, never changing. Stabilize. Right? Okay. Sounds same, right? Okay, constant, which is not changing. Stabilizing, right? Which is stable or something like that, right? Okay, so seems like the right one, but yeah, okay. I think more correct over here is simultaneous is to coincide, in my opinion, right? Okay, but yeah, D constant is to stabilize. Constant means not changing. Stabilize means what? Okay, something that is stabilized. Okay, right? Something which is not moving, right? Okay, stabilized, right? So 75 C is the answer, right? Okay. Now let's move on to your, yeah. If these questions are difficult in your nature to answer, go ahead with C type, mark it C type and chhod do, leave it. Okay, don't worry. Okay, mark it C type and leave it. Okay, right? Reasoning and military aptitude, a series is given with one term missing. C, D, E, absolutely you will have over here F, right? A, B, C, C, D, right? So B is what is going to be the correct answer, right? Divided by 4 minus 4, divided by 4 minus 4, divided by 4 minus 4, minus 4 means 6, right? And then divided by 4, which means 1.6 over here is the correct answer for this particular question, right? Okay. So in a certain code, soldier is written as, right? If soldier, SOLDIER, right? Okay, SOLDIER is written as JFSCRNK, right? Okay, right? Okay, so IJEFRS, okay, CD, right? RSMNOKL, right? This is what we have. Okay, so now similarly, if you write GENIOUS, right? Okay, GENIOUS. So in that case, over here GENIEFG, right? The last one will be F, right? FG, then DE, right? MN, right? So MDF should be the last three. So MDF over here is the last three, right? So 78 C is what going to be the correct answer for this particular question, folks, right? Okay. So now we'll move to question number 79, right? Question number 79, week is coded as this, rest is coded as this, rec is coded as this. Okay. So Kevda is coded as what? Okay. KEWRA, right? Okay, K over here is K, right? Over here is also K, right? So over here K $4.9B, okay, $4.9B, okay. So one thing is certain over here, right? Over here also $47B, right? Okay, so okay, KEWRA, right? Okay, so week, let's write it down. Okay, let's write it down. Okay, let's write it down. Week, WEAK, week as $4.9, beta, right? Rest as $7.8 hashtag, okay, right? And rec, WREK is written as $47 beta, right? Okay, right? Okay, so in this E is common, E is common, E is common. Okay, so one thing is certain that E means dollar. Okay, right? E means dollar, which means there has to be a dollar, right? Okay, if there has to be a dollar means, which means this is not the correct answer, right? Okay, E means dollar, right? E means dollar. Okay, if E means dollar, okay. R means 7. R means 7. W means 4. W means 4. K means beta, right? Okay. So if K means beta, beta. E means dollar. Beta dollar is what it is going to look like. So which is why D is going to be the correct answer for this particular question, folks, right? Okay. Now moving on to question number 80. If the 27th day of a month is Friday, right? If 27th of the month is Friday, 20 is also Friday, 13 is also Friday, right? Minus 7 is how much? 6 is also your Friday, right? If this is your Friday, right? 5th is your Thursday, right? And 4th is your Wednesday, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So question number 80, C is the answer, right? Question number 81. Chandan is the wife of Bharat, right? Sorry, Chanda is the wife of Bharat, right? So if Chanda is the wife of Bharat, right? Okay. Mohan is the son of Chanda, right? Mohan is the son of Chanda, right? Mohan is a man. Okay. Ashish is brother of Bharat. Okay. Ashish is brother of Bharat. Okay. And he will have a wife, right? Okay. And is father of Dhruv, right? Dhruv is over here. How is Mohan related to Dhruv? Mohan is related to Dhruv as cousin, right? They are related as cousin. Easy, extremely easy, right? X is the sister of Y, okay? X is the sister, since X is the sister of Y, okay, right? Y is the brother of Z, okay? So Y is the brother of Z, right? Z is the husband of P, right? So P is a female, right? O is the father of Y, okay? If O is the father of Y means over here is your O. If O is the father, there will be a over there as well, right? How is P related to O, right? Okay, it's this son and its son's wife. It is what? Daughter-in-law. 82 will go ahead with D as the correct answer, okay? Question number 83. What is Venn diagram? This is what they have given. INSAT, EduSat, Aryabhatta and ISRO. Aryabhatta was the first Indian satellite to be sent on the space, right? And INSAT and EduSat is the ISRO program only, right? So this is how it should be looked, right? Okay. Aryabhatta was an Indian satellite which was sent to space, right? With the usage of Russia, okay? With the help of Russian rockets, right? So over there, 83, C is what going to be the correct answer over here, folks, right? Okay. In the answer key, they have given A as an answer, which I don't really think is the right answer, okay? So 83 will go ahead with A, right? Which of the following diagram indicates the best relation among the following? Gold, metal, zinc, right? So metal and metal, there are two types, gold and zinc, right? Question number 85, 86, 87, right? Square number, right? Okay. Now, if 64 into 2.5, right, which is 128 plus 32, right, which is how much? 160, right? Okay. Now 144 into 2 is 288, right, plus 72, right? So this is into 2.5. This is also 2.5, right? 72 plus 18, but 16 to 48 is into 3 directly into 3. You need only into 2.5, right? Okay. So we go ahead with 85, A as the answer, right? Question number 86, 2132, right? 3 into 2 is 6, 6 into 1 is 6, 6 into 2 is 12, right? 5 into 2 is 10, 10 into 4 is 40, into 3 is 20, okay. Similarly, if we check for other numbers, right? If you check for other numbers, you will realize that each of these numbers are the multiplication of the digits. So that is why 86 over here. A is the odd one out and hence the correct answer, folks, right? Okay. 87, okay. 5 into 3, 15 into 2, 30 plus 1, right? 6 into 4, 24, right? 24 into 3, 72 into 2, 144 plus 1, right? Okay. 7 into 5, 35 into 2, 70 plus 1, right, which is your 71. Okay, 87. D is the correct answer for this particular question, folks, right? Question number 87, 88, right? Venn diagram, you can read through all of this text. Okay, in the examination hall, always make sure to read the entire text. Okay, it is very, very important to read through the entire text, folks, right? It is extremely important to read the entire text, right? So don't do the mistake of not reading the text. Okay, right? So I've already read that. So it's a normal Venn diagram type of question. So now they are saying some sheets are rods. Okay, so some sheets are rods. Okay, no sheets are foil. Okay, right? All rods are marbles. Okay, all rods are marbles, right? And no sheets are foil. Okay, right? If no sheets are foil means sheets could be, foil could be like this F, isn't it? Okay, so the first one they are saying no foil is marble. Okay, no foil is marble. Can we conclude that, right? Foil is marble. This is, we cannot conclude. Okay, some sheets are marble. Okay, right? Some sheets are marble. Yes, this is damn sure given. Okay, some rods are foil. Okay, some rods are foil. Okay, some rods are foil. Again, I don't think which we can really conclude that. Okay, some rods are foil. If F is here, if let's say F is here, then what will you say, right? Then it goes on to a toss, right? Okay, some rods are not foil. We can disprove this one also. Then some rods are not foil. Okay, right? Okay, some rods are not foil means this is the correct one, right? Okay, in fact all rods are not foil. Okay, right? There is no relationship between the, right? Okay, some rods are not foil. Yes, absolutely, that is correct. Okay, if it is, if the foil is like this, right? So some rods are not foil, right? So we go ahead with 88, D as the correct answer, right? Hold on, yeah, 88, D is the correct answer, folks, right? So let's move on to the next one, right? 5 boys A, B, C, D, E are standing in a line. A is taller than E, right? A is taller than E, right? But shorter than D, right? B is shorter than E, right? And C is the tallest. Who is in the middle? A is in the middle. Easy, very easy, extremely easy, isn't it? Okay, right? Yes or no? Very easy, extremely easy, folks, right? Okay, so now we have among 5 friends, Mahesh is taller than Karan. Okay, right? If Mahesh is taller than Karan, right? Mahesh is taller than Karan, but not Yash. Okay, Mahesh is taller than Karan, right? But not Yash. So that means Yash is taller than that. Okay, Ritik is taller than Yash, right? Ritik is taller than Yash, but not Abhishek. So Abhishek is over here. If they stand in the increasing order of their height, who will be the first in the line? The first in the line will be Abhishek over here, right? Okay, question number 90, A is the correct answer, folks, right? Now question number 91, easy. If in the English alphabet each consonant is substituted by immediate preceding letter, right? Consonant means immediate preceding letter, right? Okay, and vowel is to be substituted by immediate following letter, right? So C means B, A means B, P means M N O, P, O P, right? So O, the third letter will have to be O for sure, right? Then I, J, fourth letter has to be J, right? Okay, I, J, S, J, S, B is also there, right? Then, right? Then I, J, right? A, B, right? J, A, B, right? Fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Fifth from the last. Okay, hold on. If I'm confusing you, just hold on. One thing is certain, C is definitely not your answer. Okay, if C is not your answer, just get down. Okay, capitalize. Okay, capitalize, right? Vowel, let's write down B I J A B I J. Okay, right? So second letter is B, second letter is B. Okay, fourth letter is J J. Okay, then 1 2 3 4 5 6 is B, right? Fourth, fifth, sixth is B, sixth is B, sixth is B, right? And then third last is J, third last is J, third last is J, third last is J. Okay, and then E, then F what will come. So B also gone on to a toss. You have two options now remaining over here. Okay, right, which is A and D, right? A and D is in the fray now, right? So B over here is a B O J S B, right? B O J S B, right? The difference is with K. Over here it is K, over here it is M, right? K is what? K and M, right? K is the fourth last. Okay, so K is the fourth last means, right, over here K L, right? So that is why D is what we will go ahead with. Okay, right? In a shopping mall, 5 water bottles are labeled A, B, C, D, E are placed, right? Bottle of the A has less price than B, right? So B has more price than A, right? The bottle C has less price than D. Okay, right? Okay, the bottle A has less price than B. B has more price than A. The bottle C has less price than D. Okay, the bottle B has less price than bottle C. Okay, right? Obviously it will be something like this. And bottle A has more price than bottle E, right? If a customer wants to buy the bottle of the maximum price, which bottle? Okay, so D is what that person will have to buy, right? Easy, right? For AFCAT examinations, your reasoning questions are extremely easy in nature, right? Okay, right? Question number 93. In the following diagram, the triangle represents the actors, the circle represents the instrumentalist, and the rectangle represents the dancer. The number in a different segment shows the number of the person. How many dancers? Okay, and instrumentalist, but not actors. Okay, not actors. Okay, these are the actors. Actors we have to delete it. Okay, dancers as well as instrumentalist. Okay, right? So dancers as well as instrumentalist, right? Okay, right? So these are the only dancers, right? Dancers and instrumentalist, right? So 9 plus 8 is 17. Easy, very easy. Yeah, there are a few questions which are easy in nature, right? Anil. Mosquitoes. Yeah. Okay. Now over here, if you have to solve for this, just connect this one and you do this one. That's it. Okay. B over here is the correct answer, folks. Easy, extremely easy, right? Okay. Shall we move to the next one now? Okay. So we'll move to the next question in that case, right? What will come in the place of question mark? A is definitely not your answer, right? D is definitely, because of this, is not your answer, right? Okay, B is also definitely not your answer. The answer to this question 95 is going to be C, right? Easy. Now question number 96, right? Question number 96, it's clearly visible these two are not the answers. I know, you know that, okay, right? But how about A and B, right? Okay, the answer key has given as B as the answer, but yeah, you can contest with me that sir, A is also possible. Yes, which is also possible. A and B both seems to be the right answer, right? Okay, you might want to reject A, right? Question number 96 over here, you have the answer as B, right? Question number 96, answer is B. You might want to reject B, A, for the sake that in the question number, this is thick, right? These two are thick in nature, right? Yes or no? Right? Okay. So that goes well with B, isn't it? Okay. But in this case, you see this is not that much thick, right? So this does not really work out, right? So 96, B is the correct answer, is what we have been given, right? 97, lateral mirror image, right? Lateral mirror image means you place a mirror over here, right? So which means E will look like that, T, A and L is what you will look like that, okay? So we'll go ahead with 97C, right? 97C, that is correct, okay? Mirror image, yeah. Now count the number of triangles here, okay? What is the number of triangles in this particular one, okay? Number of triangles in this particular one, folks. What do you guys think, okay? What is the number of triangles here? What do you guys think is the number of triangles, okay? I want you folks to spend a bit of time here and write down in the chat what do you guys think, okay? Right? What is the number of triangles? Number of triangles, okay? Number of triangles in this particular question, right? So let me just do that, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, okay? These are the smaller triangles, right? That is one thing is clear, okay? Now, is this one triangle, 2 triangle, 3 triangle, 4 triangle, 5 triangle, 6 triangle, 7 triangle, right? Okay, this is 7, okay? Now 7, now 8, right? We did not count that. Now this is 9, this is 10, this is 11, which means basically 4. We did not count that. You can go back and see, we did not count that, okay? Now 4. Now can you have one triangle over there as well? 1, okay? 1, right? And what? We can have 1 here also. 2, we can have 1 here also. 3, we can have 1 here also, right? 4, right? Isn't it? So this is how much? 4 plus 4, 8. 8 plus 7, 15. Plus 14 is how much? 29. So 29 is the number of triangles in this particular question, okay? You can mark it as B, right? But if you are not 100% sure about that, yes, this is the number of triangle in such a question, then I would not suggest you to take risk, right? Don't take risk, okay? You will get -1 for no reason. All right. Second last question for the day, right? So what will come next in the series, right? Okay, the next in the series, this is introduced first, okay, right? This particular stuff is introduced first, then this is introduced, right? And in the next one, both of it are being introduced, okay? Yeah, I know you must have a lot of questions, right? But yeah, I mean, this is what the answer is, what they have given, okay? You can't be moving this alone everywhere, right? Isn't it? Okay, so the closest possible answer is B over here, right? All right. Which one will come next in the series? Question number 100. What do you think will come next in the series, folks? Question number 100. What do you think will come next in the series, right? Okay. Question number 100. Okay. What do you guys think? Question number 100. What will come the next in the series, right? Okay. Okay. So you see 1, then 2, then over here it is 3. Then obviously there's going to be a 4 of it for question number 100. You will go ahead with A as an answer, right? So with this, ladies and gentlemen, we come to an end of year 2023 1 question paper, right? PYQ question paper. Thank you so much for joining. We'll meet again tomorrow with 2022 second set of question paper, right? So till then, bye bye. Thank you so much for joining. Bye. Jai Hind. Take care. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.